What's up, guys? It's Brian, and this is Daddy Talk. I'm back, and I'm with my little daddy, little Mimito.
What's up, guys?
How you doing, D?
I'm good. How about you?
You doing good?
Yeah.
You been doing daddy things lately?
I'm trying to.
Yeah, you trying. Yeah, you got a good teacher, though.
Not. Yeah, I guess I have a lot of experience.
Oh, guys, I hope you guys are doing good. We're trying to grow this show. So first off the bat, please share it. Please share it. I never see this show shared. Maybe you guys don't fucking like this shit. I actually need to check the numbers. Till you collapse. You guys are doing a good job sharing that. Obviously, this is our kind of little side podcast. Daddy talk, parenting, different topics and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. It's different content, it's different vibe. Hopefully you guys are getting something from it. And this weekend was definitely a daddy weekend. My weekends are always daddy weekends. Fucking crazy amount of sports, crazy amount of shit going on. There's always crazy amount of shit going on, right? But the thing is you still get your shit done. If you're a fucking alpha, if you're a dad, if you're a fucking daddy, you get your shit done. I don't give a fuck how many sports games you have. I don't care what you have. I still make it happen. Saturday, Sunday, get some cardio in, get my morning routine done, get a workout in. Doesn't fucking matter. Doesn't matter if your kids are eating McDonald's. You don't need to eat McDonald's. One thing that excuse I hear from so many dads that get out of shape is I have kids. I have to eat what they eat. I hear that shit all the time. No, motherfucker. You don't need to put those chicken nuggets in your mouth because your kid has a chicken nugget. Or because your kid eats half of their burger, you eat the other half. That's a bitch ass excuse. You don't need to eat that shit. That shit's not going to get you to your goals. That's not an excuse to get fat. I've gotten fat from it before. I've lived it. It's not an excuse. It's a reason. And it's a reason that you choose, just like with everything else. So stop doing it. Stop eating your kids' scraps. And real talk, we shouldn't be feeding our kids that shit. We shouldn't be feeding our kids fast food. We shouldn't be feeding our kids that shit. And my kids eat plenty of shit. I struggle with it. We talk about it. We try to feed our kids good. But kids, they like to eat what they like to eat. And it has to be convenient, especially when you get a lot of kids. But I'm telling you, as a parent, what we feed our kids matters. And one thing I don't get when you have super fit parents, super in shape parents, and I've seen this before. And then you have super unhealthy kids, and it's like you're living the lifestyle. You know how to eat. You know what's right. You should be the example for your child, yet you cook your chicken and rice and veggies, and then you feed your kid McDonald's. I'm confused because you know what's healthy to eat. You know what's good for the human body. You are living it. You're preaching it. You're breathing it. Yet your child, which should be the most important person in your life, you're allowing them to do the opposite. And here's the thing. I'm not here to judge anybody. I've done it. I eat healthy all the time. My kids don't. So, hey, it's just something that we need to get better at as parents because childhood obesity is going rampant. It's the worst it's ever been in this country. And it's on us. Kids don't buy their own food. Kids don't cook their own food. It's on us what we feed them. So make the better choices for them. And if they don't want to eat it, they don't eat. I mean, it's that simple. You don't want to eat what I cook for dinner, you don't eat. I'm not going to cook you fucking mac and cheese and chicken nuggets and then cook fucking healthy dinner here and we eat separate dinners. Like, you can go hungry until you decide you need to eat. Like, it needs to be like that. That's what I think. So the main thing I want to talk about today, this is the biggest thing that I struggle with. And this is the biggest thing that a lot of people I know struggle with. A lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of business owners, especially people that are, have huge goals and are running a million miles a minute and trying to reach heights, is balance and being present with their kids. And that's the number one struggle. Everyone I coach, everyone I mentor, myself personally, I'm still dealing with it. And I want to talk a little bit what I do, give you little tips and stuff that I've dealt with. So, when you're building a business, when I was working 18, 20 hours a day, there was no balance. I wasn't present. That was for a good 4 years, and I've had this company for 10 years. So this is about 6 years ago. Maybe say 5 years ago, where you're building something and you're working crazy hours and you physically don't have the time to even give because you're giving that much to something you're trying to build and grow. And there's nothing wrong with that. That is what's needed to build something great or build the foundation of something great. You can't do it half-assed. You can't have balance in the beginning. Sometimes there's never balance. Sometimes there's not going to be balance ever. And you're always searching for this thing called balance because everyone wants to be touchy and feely and loving and tell you need to find balance and be happy. But the real truth is you need to find what works for you and your goals. That's it. Don't even call it balance. Find what works for you and your family and your goals and what you're building. So in the beginning, there was none of that. I was on my phone all the time. I run companies from social media. I can do everything from my phone. So I'm on phone at work, I'm on phone at home, and I used to be horrible at it. And I used to think that me being there in the house, Dad's there. And I was on my phone, and I was still working, and, I wasn't doing a good job. Being real with you. I'll own it. And, I thought that just me being there was enough. And, they can tell if you're there, but you're not there. You know what I'm saying? So if you're on your phone, if you run companies like I do, if you do stuff with social media, you're being productive on your phone. You're not just scrolling, looking at ass. Maybe some of you are, but if you're like me, when you're on your phone, normally it's not like most people on their phone. Most people get on their phone just as a distraction, to get away, to be entertained. For me, there's very little time for me on my phone like that. It's more being productive. I'm actually doing something. I'm trying to get work done because I can do everything from my phone. So when you're building something, you're not going to be able to be present a lot of times or even have any quote unquote balance. But what you need to do, and what I did and what I learned to do, is you need to communicate with your kids. You always need to be communicating with your kids. But if you're going to be hustling like that, if you're going to be building something, if you're going to be trying to create something great for your family, something great where you get the freedom and you get the money, and you get stuff that you can do anything you want with your family needs to know this. And not just your spouse, but your kids. I don't care if they're 2, I don't care if they're 3, I don't care if they're 5, I don't care if they're 10, I don't care if they're 15, because kids are very perceptive. Kids can tell, and kids understand more than you even give them credit for. So sit them down and have a conversation with them. Dad or mom, we're going to work. We're going to be working a lot. We're not going to get much time together. This is why we're doing this. We're building this life. We're building this empire. We want to have enough money and enough success to do whatever the fuck we want to do together at any time. Take vacation, create memories. I'm suffering now, and what's the word I'm looking for? Not suffering, but I'm making sacrifices now, so later it pays off. And that's the goal I think that we all strive for. But you have to have that talk with them. And you have to have a talk with them more than once. And they have to know. And if you do that, they're going to be much more understanding. They're going to realize, okay, mom or dad, they're working like this for a reason. They're doing this for me. They're doing this for us. I get it. As opposed to a lot of you don't even acknowledge your kids and don't even have conversation with them. You hold them down. You act like they're less than you. When these kids are smarter than you even realize. They realize things that sometimes you don't even realize. They pick up on body clues, body language. They pick up on everything that maybe you don't even pick up on. They're smart as fuck. The things that my 6-year-old says and picks up on blows my mind. Even shit that I don't pick up on. I'm like, what the fuck? So stop acting like, oh, they're kids, they don't get it. They get it. And you acting like that is hurting your relationship with them. Start from the get-go. Have the relationship of communication. Let them know why you're doing. Paint the big vision for them. Just like you do with your staff, just like you do with your teams. You have to paint the vision with them, and you have to have them inside that vision. This is why Dad's doing this. I want us to live this life. We're going to live this life. It's going to be 5 to 10 years of grinding, and then we're going to take these life-changing vacations. We're going to be able to do whatever you want to do. And then they get that. And the thing is, you don't just have that conversation once. Have it once every couple months. Remind them. And it's going to be years of that, maybe when you're building something. But here's the real thing. the real thing that they really get, and I'm really learning now, and I'm not perfect now, and I still sometimes am on my phone just because it's hard. It's hard. Even though I know, it's still hard because I'm always go, 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 go. It's hard for me to turn it off. But I can tell you, I do better now than ever. And my relationships with my kids is better now than ever. And it's being present. Being fucking present. Looking them in their eye. Giving them fully all of you. Is what it's about. And the thing is, for me, I realize having 4 kids, all 4 of my kids have different personalities. All of them. Night and day difference. I have a different relationship with every single one of my kids. It's beautiful. I love it. But that's the reality of kids aren't the same. They come from the same parents. They come from the same upbringing. They're all totally different. It's amazing. It's just the way the world is. And when I try to spend time with all of them, it's a shit show. People start fighting. I start getting mad. It's just a shit show, and it's not good quality time. So what I started really doing is separating my time with all of them, giving them that real one-on-one time. And if you have multiple kids, I don't need you to take this into account. Giving them that one-on-one focus, that one-on-one time. You know that kid, you know that personality. You should know what they look for and what their love language is, what they need from you, because they're all different. You should know that about your kids. Learn that about your kids and give them that. And I promise you, it's about quality, not quantity. I used to try to spend more time with them all together. I was on my phone most of the time, and that was dad hanging out. And that's what I know a lot of you do. And that's not what it's about. It's about communicating with them, letting them know why. And then when you get the chance, you put that phone away. I don't care if you have to leave that phone in your car. Hide that phone. It's not there when you're there. At least for, like, I get home and I try not to even touch my phone or check it until they go to bed. We have dinner together. I try to spend time with all of them individually if I can. And then I get back on my phone maybe when they get to bed and do more work, because I'm always trying to be productive and do work. So that's my tip. That's what I do. You know, put that thing away. Don't even let it tempt you. But when you spend that one-on-one time with your kid, even if it's 30 minutes, which doesn't seem like a lot, but 30 minutes for a kid can be very impactful, especially if you're giving all of you to them. You're really honing into what they connect with, their love language, and you're just communicating with them. You're listening. You're doing something they love. They will respond to that, and your relationship with them will flourish. And you got to do it as much as you can, consistently. And here's the thing. That one-on-one time that's very, very high quality, even if you can't do it consistently because you travel or you're building something and you're working literally 18, 20 hours a week, and there's very limited time. If you spend that one-on-one focus time where they know that they're your only focus and it's just you and them, 30 minutes, an hour, even once a week. I know it doesn't sound like much, but I promise you I'm getting more in return from my relationships with my kids from doing that than when I used to spend multiple hours, quote unquote, there. You know, when you're there, they know you're not there. And it's something we all always struggle with, but I promise it doesn't need to be so much a struggle. Stop making it so much of a thing. Just put your fucking phone away, sit with that kid for 30 minutes, throw the football with the kid, play one of their favorite games, talk to them. Doesn't matter what you do, but do something with them where 100% of your focus is on them and what they need and what they want, and ask them questions and listen to them. Don't do the talking. Let them do the talking. And talk to your kids. Talk about their day. And here's the thing. I know it sounds like the basics, but it's shit that so many of us are not doing. It's the shit why so many kids have so many depression issues, and so many kids are being raised by social media and their friends and phones. Because us as parents, we need to take that time to invest in our kids. Our only job is not just to provide for them, provide a house and feed them, and then throw them to their iPads and let them be raised by social media. And so many of you parents are doing that. And that's why the kids are turning out the way they are. And the relationships with kids and their parents is the way it is. And I'm not the perfect dad, and I don't have the perfect relationship, but I can tell you what, I'm doing pretty fucking good. And I have pride in it. I I love being there for my kids. I love showing up to their games. I love being their biggest fan. I love embarrassing them at sports games. I'm that dad on the sidelines cussing and yelling. I challenge my kids. I push my kids. I don't want them to be comfortable. I hold them to a high level, and I let them know when they do shit wrong, and I let them know when I think that they could have done something better. They need that. They don't need, oh, yes, Johnny, you're so perfect, Johnny. Oh, you're so good. Fuck that. I let them know. I push them. I push them to be better. I push them to challenge themselves. We're the only one that's going to do it. If not us, who? Challenge them to be at a higher level. But I promise you guys, this balance, this present thing with kids is the hardest thing for us. And to recap, it is something hard, but you're making it harder than it needs to be. Number one, communicate. Communicate, over-communicate. Let them know why. Constantly let them know why. Constantly bring them into vision. Bring them into the goal that you have for your family. 2, quality over quantity. Spend that one-on-one 30 minutes to an hour, as much as you can a week, with them based on their needs, based on their love language. Give them all of you. Put your phone away, look at them, and spend time with them. 3, challenge them. Be that person in their life to challenge them and push them and hold them to a high standard and make them uncomfortable and make them try new things and be that strength in their life, that consistency in their life that they need. And that's pretty much it. It's not rocket science. That's what I do, and that's what I'm trying to do more than ever. And like I said, I'm still not the best. Trust me, there's plenty of shit that I'm not good at, but I'm really proud in what I do. And I'm proud of my relationship with my kids, and they are my everything. So that's all I wanted to talk about today, guys. That's a topic. I know a lot of you guys struggle with it, but ask me any questions you have about it. My DMs are always open. I love communicating with you guys. I love when you share this shit. I love when you talk to me about it. Let's talk. We're parents. Let's communicate about it. Share this shit. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.